What if the very thing you're terrified of could be the key to unlock your greatest potential? Imagine standing at the edge of a dark, foreboding forest. The trees rise like ancient sentinels, their branches reaching out like skeletal hands. The wind whispers through the leaves and every rustle sends a shiver down your spine. It's fear, pure and raw, gripping your heart with an icy hand. But what if I told you that this fear, this primal emotion, could be the catalyst to your most profound growth? Let's start by understanding fear. It's not just a feeling, it's a physiological response designed by nature to prepare us for action. It's the adrenaline that makes your heart race, the cortisol that sharpens your senses. It hones your focus, quickens your reflexes, and empowers you to respond to the challenge at hand. Now let's narrate a short story. Picture a lone wanderer lost in a dark forest. She finds herself in an alien and intimidating environment, surrounded by shadows and unfamiliar sounds. Her pulse quickens, her breath becomes shallow, her body tenses. She's scared, yes, but she doesn't allow her fear to paralyze her. Instead, she harnesses it. She uses her heightened senses to listen to the forest, to observe the subtle changes in the environment. The fear, once a debilitating force, now becomes her ally. It powers her forward, guiding her through the dark labyrinth, emboldening her to face the unknown. Each step she takes, each decision she makes, is fueled by a deep-seated desire to survive, to overcome, to triumph over her fear. And eventually she does. She emerges from the forest, not just unscathed but stronger, wiser and more resilient. She had faced her fear, embraced it, and used it to propel her forward. Fear, in that instance, wasn't a hindrance, but a motivator for survival. It's a powerful tool, a catalyst for change, a beacon guiding us through the darkest nights. So the next time you feel fear creeping in, remember the power it holds. It's not just an emotion, it's an invitation to grow, to evolve, and to unlock your greatest potential. Ever been to a haunted house? Remember the adrenaline rush? Picture this. A grand old mansion shrouded in darkness and mystery, standing tall and formidable against the backdrop of a moonlit sky. This is the haunted house, a symbol of our deepest fears and most daunting challenges. Now envision a character. Let's call her Emily. Emily is an adventurer at heart, but like all of us, she too has fears. And her greatest fear? The haunted house. The eerie silence, the chilling whispers, the unknown lurking in the shadows. All of these make Emily's heart pound with fear. And yet, she is drawn to it, compelled by an inexplicable curiosity and an inner voice that whispers, "Venture forth." One day, Emily decides to confront her fear. She takes a deep breath, musters all her courage, and steps into the haunted house. The creaking floorboards, the unseen presence, the cold air brushing against her skin. Every moment is filled with fear and uncertainty. But Emily moves forward, her fear fueling her determination. As she ventures deeper into the house, she discovers something unexpected. Hidden within the eerie shadows and chilling whispers are treasures untold. She finds beautiful antiques, rare books, and a myriad of other riches that tell tales of a glorious past. Emily realizes something profound in that moment. The haunted house, once a source of fear, has turned into a treasure trove of possibilities. She understands that her fear was not a barrier, but a catalyst that pushed her to explore the unknown and discover her own strength. The haunted house, in essence, is a metaphor for our lives. We all have our own haunted houses, our own challenges that terrify us. But just like Emily, we too can confront our fears, venture into the unknown, and unearth treasures that we never imagined existed. So, let's remember Emily's story when we face our own haunted houses. Let's let the adrenaline push us forward. Let's let the fear unveil our hidden strengths. And let's let the challenges reveal unexpected rewards. The haunted house, an embodiment of fear, became a source of unforeseen rewards. What if the monsters we fear are not out there but within us? Let's delve into the shadowy corners of our minds, the places where our fears and insecurities lurk. These are the monsters we seldom talk about, but often confront in our quiet moments of introspection. They are not grotesque creatures of the night, but rather they are the echoes of our own doubts and anxieties. Consider the journey of Sam, an everyday individual like you and me. One night, Sam had a dream where a monstrous figure lurked in the shadows, its presence instilling a paralyzing fear. Every night the monster would return, each encounter more terrifying than the last. But one night, something changed. Sam decided to face the monster, to confront the fear. As Sam looked into the monster's eyes, an unsettling realization dawned. The monster was not an intruder from the shadows, but a manifestation of Sam's own insecurities. The monster was a symbol of the fear of failure, the anxiety of not being good enough, the dread of rejection. This realization, while unsettling, was also liberating. Sam understood that the fear was not an external force to be fought, but an internal one to be understood, accepted, and embraced. No longer did Sam run from the monster. Instead, Sam began to engage with it, to learn from it, to grow stronger through it. Turning fear into a source of strength is not an easy task. It requires courage, resilience, and a willingness to face the unsettling truths about ourselves. But once we embrace our inner monsters, we find that they are not so frightening after all. They are a part of us, a part of our journey, a part of our growth. The story of Sam is a testament to the transformative power of fear. It reminds us that our fears and insecurities, while daunting, can also be catalysts for self-improvement. They compel us to confront the parts of ourselves we'd rather ignore, pushing us to grow, evolve, and become stronger. The monster, a symbol of fear, was a catalyst for self-improvement. And so, we learn, it is within us to embrace our monsters, to harness their power, and to turn our fears into strengths. Ever put on a scary costume and felt a surge of boldness? It's an intriguing phenomenon, isn't it? The act of donning a monstrous guise, becoming a fearsome creature of the night, can indeed be empowering. It's as if, in adopting these terrifying personas, we find a way to confront the fears that often hold us back. Let's consider the tale of Amelia, a woman who found herself stuck in a rut. She was caught in a job that didn't fulfill her, a relationship that didn't nurture her, and a life that didn't inspire her. She was trapped by her own fears, unable to make the changes that she so desperately needed. Then came Halloween, that one night a year when we are encouraged to embrace our darker sides. Amelia decided to transform herself into a creature of her nightmares, a terrifying vampire. As she looked at herself in the mirror, draped in a dark cloak, fangs gleaming, eyes intense, she felt a sudden rush of power. The fear she usually felt seemed to melt away, replaced by a newfound courage she had never known before. This transformation was more than just cosmetic. The costume served as a mirror, reflecting the strength and fearlessness that lay dormant within her. As she ventured out into the night, she felt invincible, untouchable. The vampire costume was not just a mask to scare others, but a catalyst that sparked a change within her. Emboldened by her newfound courage, Amelia began to confront the issues in her life. She left her dead-end job, ended her draining relationship, and started to explore her passions and dreams. The fear that had once held her hostage was now her ally, propelling her forward into a life of self-fulfillment and happiness. The scary costume, a representation of fear, facilitated a personal breakthrough. So next time you find yourself paralyzed by fear, remember Amelia's story. Maybe all you need is a costume, a mask to confront your own fears, to find the courage that lies within you. After all, sometimes it takes a monster to conquer a monster. Sometimes it takes a costume of courage. So, how can we harness our fears and use them to our advantage? In the preceding scenes, we've journeyed through the power of fear, how it can haunt us in our quest for success, and how we can embrace our inner monsters. We've discovered that our fears, much like a well-crafted Halloween costume, can be a source of strength and courage. Now, it's time to bring it all together, to understand how we can use our fears as fuel for our personal growth and success. Think of fear as a dark forest. It's intimidating and unknown, but it isn't impassable. It's merely a challenge waiting to be conquered. So instead of avoiding this forest, step into it. Every step you take, every fear you face, is a step towards understanding, towards becoming braver, stronger. Just as an actor uses a script, use your fear as a guide. It points to areas where you need growth, areas that are waiting for you to conquer. Fear indicates the edge of your comfort zone, and it's at this edge where real growth occurs. Consider a haunted house. It's scary because it's unknown, it's unpredictable. But once you've walked through it, once you've faced the ghosts and the ghouls, it loses its power over you. You've grown, you've changed, you've moved forward, and that's the secret. Fear is a catalyst for change. It pushes us to evolve, to become more than we were. So next time you feel fear, don't run from it. Embrace it. Use it as motivation to push through the barriers holding you back. Harnessing fear is about understanding that it's not a weakness, but a tool. A tool that, when used correctly, can lead to incredible personal growth and success. So let's take our fears, our haunted houses, our dark forests, our inner monsters, and let's use them. Let's use them to push ourselves, to become the best versions of ourselves we can be. Fear, then, is not a barrier, but a stepping stone to success.